कितने परसेंट है? कितने परसेंट है? 35 शुरू से कर रहे हैं। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। I'm Dr. Kaur from Pathology Department. ठीक है, दोबारा से
यहाँ थोड़ी आवाज ऊंची कर लीजिए या फिर आवाज
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Dr. Kamal from Pathology Department. We will continue the talk of male genital system, and today we will discuss about the benign prostatic hyperplasia. So, before going to this topic, we will discuss a normal anatomy of a prostate. The prostate is a compound exocrine gland of the male reproductive system. The function of a prostate is to store and secrete a clear, slightly alkaline fluid that constitutes 10 to 30% of the volume of the seminal fluid that, along with the spermatozoa, constitutes the semen. So, beta, as you can appreciate it, that this is a bladder. Okay, this is a bladder, and sorry, and it is a urethra, and this yellow is a prostate gland. This prostate is encircling the bladder neck, and it is around the prostatic urethra. Okay, this is a bladder, it is a urethra, prostatic urethra, and this is a prostate gland. So anatomically, there are three zones of a prostate: peripheral zone, central zone, and transition zone. As you can appreciate it, that this is a urethra and this is a peripheral zone, central zone, and around the urethra is a transitional zone. The importance of these zones are that the different type of regions of a prostate involve the different zones. Like most of the benign prostatic hyperplasia involves the transitional zone, or we call it the periurethral zone of a prostate, while most of the cancers involve the peripheral zone of the prostate. So now, BPH. What is BPH? BPH is a non-malignant enlargement of the prostate gland caused by the cellular hyperplasia of both glandular and stromal elements that leads to the lower urinary tract symptoms. It is most common benign tumor in men, and it is not a precancerous condition. It is most common urological problem in male adults. So my dear student, the BPH means benign prostatic hyperplasia. It is non-malignant condition. Normally, in a prostate, there are two components, the glandular component and the stromal component. BPH is characterized by the hyperplasia of both the stromal component as well as the stromal component and the glandular component. Okay, and it is not a precancerous condition. As you can appreciate it, that this is a bladder and this image shows a normal prostate. Okay, while in this picture there is an enlarged prostate. The prostate shows hyperplasia, nodules, multiple nodular configuration, enlargement of the prostate. This prostate then causes the compression upward towards the bladder, and it also causes compression in the urethra, slit-like compression of the urethra. So BPH is a non-cancerous increase in the size of a prostate gland, which involves the hyperplasia of the prostatic stromal and epithelial cells, resulting in the formation of a large, fairly discrete nodules in the transitional zone of the prostate, which push on and narrow the urethra, resulting in an increased resistance to flow of a urine from the bladder. Now the prevalence of BPH. In men 20 to 30 years of age, the prostate weighing about 20 grams. However, the mean prostatic weight increasing after the age of 50. The incidence of BPH increases as the age increases. It is 20% of men with age in between 41 to 50 years, 50% of men age in between 51 to 60 years, and almost about 90% of men age in between 81 to 90 years. The lower urinary tract symptoms associated with BPH increases with age. So as the age increases, the symptoms of BPH also increases. Now the etiology of BPH. The BPH is mostly caused by a hormone, androgen. It can be caused by a lifestyle pattern or heredity causes. So, what causes BPH? BPH is actually a part of a natural aging process like getting gray hairs or wearing glasses. BPH cannot be prevented, but it can be treated. So now the pathophysiology of BPH, matlab, what mechanism causes the prostate to convert from a normal prostate towards the prostatic hyperplasia. Actually, the active smooth muscle tone is regulated by the androgenic nervous system. Adrenergic nervous system in a prostate. The stimulation of this adrenergic nervous system clearly results in a dynamic increase in prostatic urethral resistance. Alpha-1 androgenic is most abundant adrenoreceptor subtypes in prostate. Means prostate having active smooth muscles. These muscles tone is regulated by adrenergic nervous system, especially the alpha-1 androgenic receptors. Now the androgen. The testosterone and related hormones play a permissive role in BPH. Androgen have to be present for BPH to occur. Means androgen play a very important role for the development of a BPH. The active androgen, the dihydrotestosterone, beta I am repeating again, the dihydrotestosterone is important in promoting the growth of a prostate that would eventually lead to the symptomatic BPH. Now the androgen role in the etiology of BPH. The development of a BPH required the presence of a testicular androgen during prostate development, puberty, and aging. Okay, prostate retains the ability to respond to androgen throughout the life through the presence of androgenic receptors. Okay, prostate maintains high level of dihydrotestosterone throughout the life, resulting from the conversion of a testosterone to dihydrotestosterone by 5-alpha reductase enzymes type 1 and type 2. Now the regulation of a prostate growth, role of androgen. So keep in your mind that till now, I'm repeating again, we are discussing today about the benign prostatic hyperplasia, means BPH. Anyone can ask, what is BPH? BPH stands for benign prostatic hyperplasia. Okay, what is this? What means of BPH? BPH means there is a hyperplasia of prostatic stroma as well as prostatic glands, because prostate having a two component, the gland and the stroma, and in a BPH there is a proliferation of the glands and stromal cells. Okay, what causes the BPH? The most common mechanism for the development of a BPH is the role of a hormone, androgen. Androgen is a male hormone which is present in a male, and its active form is dihydrotestosterone. Okay, beta. Dihydrotestosterone is responsible for a increased proliferation of a prostatic stroma as well as prostatic glands. Okay, in a normal man, testosterone is converted into a dihydrotestosterone by a enzyme, by the help of enzyme 5-alpha reductase. And now the dihydrotestosterone effect on our androgen receptors and then causes the hyperplasia of a prostatic glands as well as the stroma. So And the patient of benign prostatic hyperplasia present with a lower urinary tract symptoms. These symptoms may be the obstructive type of symptoms which may occur due to the obstruction of the prostatic urethra, or these symptoms may be the irritative type of symptoms because of the irritation of the urine inside the bladder. So the obstructive symptoms may be the hesitancy, there is difficulty in starting the urine and maintaining the intermittency, incomplete voiding, weak urinary stream, straining to pass urine, prolonged maturation, terminal dribbling. Okay. The irritating symptoms may be the frequency of urination, nocturia, urgency, and urge incontinence. So, if anyone asks what are the symptoms of BPH, or if SEQ will comes around regarding the ये देखिएगा जरा, regarding the symptoms of BPH, then you must say that symptoms of BPH are lower urinary tract symptoms. These symptoms may be the obstructive type or maybe the irritating type. The obstructive type symptoms are due to the obstruction of prostatic urethra because the prostate glands are around the urethra, or these may be the irritating type because the prostate glands is present in the around the neck of the bladder, and when they become enlarged, it may cause the compression of the bladder wall. So now the serum prostate specific antigen, beta PSA. Okay, what is PSA? PSA is prostate specific antigen. It is a glycoprotein produced by a prostate cells to liquefy the semen. It is specific to the prostate, but not to the prostate cancers, because these PSA can be raised in BPH, can be raised in prostatic cancer, can be raised in prostatitis, can be raised in different type of conditions. Okay, but it is specific to the prostate, means कि ये prostatic disease के अंदर ही raised होते हैं. So now the gross. When we see the specimen of a prostate, a prostatectomy specimen in case of a BPH, the prostate shows a multiple nodular appearance. There are multiple grayish white type of a nodules. Okay, and then these nodules may be vary upon the component, like if there are more glandular component or there are more proliferation of glandular component, then they may show a pinkish appearance. But if there are more proliferation of a stromal component, then these nodules may show a pale appearance. Okay. Now the microscopic picture. Beta, please see this picture. As I already told you, that the prostate having a two component. One is gland, these are the glands, okay, and one is stroma, these are the stroma, okay. So the prostate consists of a thin fibrous capsule under which are circularly oriented smooth muscle fibers and collagenous tissue. Okay, prostatic stroma lies deep to this layer and is composed of a connective tissue and elastic tissue and smooth muscle fibers. As the male ages, there are more likely to be small configuration within the glandular lumina called the corpora amylasia. Beta, I will show the corpora amylasia that represent the laminated concretion of prostatic secretion. The glands are normally separated by stroma. The thin layer of connective tissue that surrounds the prostate merge with the surrounding soft tissue, including the nerve. So, the gross features of BPH includes there is enlargement of the prostate, number one. Number two, nodular appearance of prostate grossly. Number three, depend upon the constituent of constituent of hyperplasia, either it is glandular or stromal. If it is glandular, then it shows a pinkish appearance of nodule. If it more stromal hyperplasia, then it shows a pale appearance. Okay. Now we will discuss again the microscopy. Normally in a prostate, there are two components, stromal and glandular. So the microscopically proliferation means आपको increase number of the glands. Okay, they can increase number of the glands as well as increase the stroma in between the glands. मिलेगा, and there is a nodular appearance also appreciated on microscopically. Okay, and these glands in a benign prostatic hyperplasia always lined by a two layer, cuboidal layer and the columnar layer. Okay, there is a presence of a basal layer. Basal layer must be seen in a BPH. Nodular appearance on microscopy, increased number of the glands, increased number of a stroma, and dual population of cells. Okay, these are the microscopical features of a benign prostatic hyperplasia. Okay, now I will show you these. Beta, this is a corpora amylasia, pinkish eosinophilic secretions in a glandular lumina. Okay, this is an image of corpora amylasia. So, now the treatment of BPH. The BPH can be treated by means of a lifestyle modification, medical therapy, and surgical treatment. So first of all, lifestyle changes. Enrich diet with ample amount of fresh fruits, vegetables, fish, reduce stress, exercise on a regular basis, weight within a normal limit fluid intake, decrease bladder irritant, caffeine, alcohol, avoid anticholinergic drug, narcotics, and smooth muscle relaxants. So, actually, beta, lifestyle modification play a role in such a way that we know that the androgen is basically a steroidal hormone. So, we decrease the fat intake. Now, the medical treatment. Medically, the BPH can be treated by alpha blockers or by means of a 5-alpha reductase inhibitors or a combination therapy. So now the alpha blockers. These medications relax the bladder neck muscles and muscles fibers in the prostate, making urination easier. As I already told you in initial slides that the prostate having a smooth muscles fibers. So and these smooth muscle fibers maintain their tone by means of a adrenergic type of receptors, types of adrenergic types of signals. So the medication that relax the bladder neck muscles and muscles fibers in the prostate may include the alpha blockers, which causes the urination easier and relaxes smooth muscles. So the second options include 5-alpha reductase inhibitors. Beta, as I already told you that in a male, the testosterone is converted into the dihydrotestosterone by the help of enzyme alpha reductase, 5-alpha reductase. Means this is testosterone, dihydrotestosterone. It is converted into dihydrotestosterone by the help of a 5-alpha reductase. So, and we all know that 5-alpha dihydrotestosterone is the active form of a testosterone, which affect on a androgen receptors. So when we block the 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, these medications shrink the prostate by preventing the hormonal changes that causes the prostate growth. Surgical treatment. For patients who do not experience response to medical treatment in 12 to 24 months, for those whose symptoms progresses. So the surgical option is TURB, transurethral resection of the prostate, is a gold standard. We remove the prostatic chips by method of a TURB, and mostly we use this method instead of prostatectomy in a male patient. The other options include open prostatectomy, not done routinely. When prostate too enlarged for TURB, means the prostatic chips are, there are a lot of, there's increased size of a prostate and TURB cannot be done. Or other condition like bladder diverticulum or bladder stone present, recurrent or persistent urinary tract infection, acute urinary distension, bladder outlet obstruction, recurrent cross hematuria of prostate origin, pathological changes in the bladder, ureter or kidney due to prostate obstruction. So now the BPH complications. The hypertrophy of the prostate diffuser muscle of the bladder undergo hypertrophy to overcome the obstruction in the prostatic urethra. ठीक है बेटा, whenever there is prostatic hyperplasia, then the hypertrophy of prostatic diffuser muscles of the bladder undergo hypertrophy to overcome the obstruction in the prostatic urethra. There is a hypertrophy of bladder. Later on, decompensation occur, increased pressure inside the bladder causes the diverticular formation, which causes increased urinary retention, hydronephrosis, and renal failure. ठीक है, स्टोरी वहीं से स्टार्ट हुई कि अगर प्रोस्टेट की हाइपरप्लेजिया हो गया, उसने जाके कंप्रेशन किया ओवर द ब्लैडर फॉर कंपनसेशन ऑफ दिस the bladder diffuser muscles also goes towards the hypertrophy. There is hypertrophy of diffuser muscles for later on decompensation occur or increased pressure inside the bladder in a diverticulum cause karaya, which causes the increased urinary retention, then hydronephrosis, and finally the renal failure. Inflammation and infection decrease volume and force of the urinary stream, sensation that the bladder has not been completely emptied. So my dear student, BPH. What is BPH? BPH is a benign prostatic hyperplasia. Okay, you must know about what is BPH. BPH is benign prostatic hyperplasia, become increasingly common as men age. Many men with BPH are asymptomatic or have only a mild symptoms and may not require therapy. Men who develop upper or lower urinary tract injury will require surgery. Alpha adrenergic antagonists provide immediate therapeutic benefits, while 5-alpha reductase inhibitors require a long-term treatment for efficacy. Combined alpha adrenergic antagonist and 5-alpha reductase inhibitor therapy appears to be superior to either agent along for long-term treatment. The choice of medical treatment may be made on the basis of cost and side effect profile. TURP is gold standard for men who require an invasive procedure and are in good health. So, beta, now, as far as your exam point of view, you have to prepare your BPH topic in such a way that you must know about what is BPH. Okay, beta. BPH is stand for benign prostatic hyperplasia. Okay, you must know the definition of BPH. BPH is characterized by a hyperplasia of both prostatic stroma as well as prostatic glandular component. Okay, you must know about the normal anatomy of prostate. Prostate is an exocrine gland, and its normal weight is about 10 to 20 grams. Its weight is increases as the age increases. It is related with the aging process. And the major role for the development of BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, is the hormone, especially the androgenic hormone, and especially the active form of a hormone, which we call the dihydrotestosterone. Okay, beta, anyone can ask about the pathophysiology or a mechanism of BPH. Okay, question may arise about the pathogenesis of BPH. So you have to prepare your topic by definition, pathophysiology, pathogenesis. In the pathogenesis of BPH, the normal male hormone testosterone is converted into its active form, which we call a dihydrotestosterone by the help of enzyme 5-alpha reductase. Okay, beta? Then this dihydrotestosterone affect on the androgen receptors. Okay, this is all about the pathogenesis. And now this dihydrotestosterone causes the proliferation or increased number of cells. There is more hyperplasia as comparison to hypertrophy. Okay, then there is a lifestyle modification. Why? Because as we know that the androgen is a steroidogenic type of a hormone. So we require less amount of effect to maintain the androgen level. And then there is a treatment of, then there is, anyone can ask about the clinical features or symptoms of a benign prostatic hyperplasia. These symptoms include the symptoms of lower urinary tract symptoms, may be obstructive type or irritating type. Okay, then there is a difficulty in urination, hesitation, intermittency, nocturia, and if these symptoms persist for a long time, you may need a medical treatment. And medical treatment includes alpha adrenergic receptors, alpha blockers. Anyone can ask, beta, what is why we are using alpha adrenergic antagonists? You must know that the prostate having a smooth muscle cells, and these smooth muscle cells are under the control of alpha adrenergic receptors. So when we give a alpha adrenergic antagonist, so the smooth muscle tone will be decreases. Okay. The other option is 5-alpha reductase inhibitors. Anyone can ask why we are using this and what is the mechanism. Then you must tell that the testosterone is converted into its active form by the help of a 5-alpha reductase inhibitors. Okay. Now the question may arises about the morphology of BPH. Beta, a question can come in OSPE about the microscopy of BPH. Okay, anyone can ask in Viva about the morphology of BPH. The morphology of BPH includes the gross feature and the microscopic features. In a gross features, the prostate become increase in size, while in a microscopically it shows a. I will show you again. Microscopically, it shows an increased glands as well as a stroma, nodular configuration. The glands are lined by double cell layer with presence of basal layer, and the corpora amylasia is also a soft clue of benign prostatic hyperplasia concretion. So इनको mute वो कर दें, unmute कर दें. If anyone can ask, if anyone have any query, he or she can ask. एक नहीं किया. So beta, you have to prepare two topic. I don't know. Two topic. We are. Okay. So beta, any question? So, as far as your male genital system is concerned, you have to prepare your two very important topic. One is testicular tumor, another is BPH. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will discuss about the prostatic cancers. Thank you so much.